Welcome to DanceTime.com's free dance tip of the week. Today's lesson will be on the jitterbug, and we're going to talk about specifically things that loop over the head, like the pretzel, what we call the egg roll, and other kinds of movements that loop over the head, and we want to make them comfortable and aesthetic. So we're going to give you some tips on how to do that. First off, on the pretzel, I'm going to have David describe the lead and how to make it comfortable for the partner, and also how to make it look good.
All right, so when we're doing the pretzel, this is our standard pretzel. Step, step, rock, step. We take the hands over, and we have to slide down the arm, finishing into a rock step. Now what we see a lot on the dance floor is we see people when they go into the arm, they see our slide. So what do they do? They step away. Now when we go in a rock step, we're mooning people on our left and our right here. So it's not very much fun. It doesn't look very good. It doesn't feel very good. So what we're looking at how to change that is the hands go over. As we slide, I'm turning my body versus stepping away. So I'm turning away and noticing we didn't go anywhere, but we're still in a nice handhold. Our arms are not hyperextended away, and we're staying up nice and upright.
Also, on the following part, just to give you a few tips, and David both lead and follow. When we're doing the actual pretzel, we're rounding our arms and keeping our elbows bent. We're taking only our fingertips and starting to go over our head. As soon as we get to like the back of the head here, the back of the top of the back of the skull, we're actually releasing the hands and letting them float down. So a lot of times you'll see people do this, and then because it feels kind of clunky, they'll bend their head forward. So we want to keep our head up, have good posture, round our arms, and then once they go over, it's just illusion, we go to the top of the shoulder. Then like David said, that would be on the follows first step touch. So if we're doing single rhythm, step, touch. We're fairly close together. Now instead of moving back away from David, I can just move sideways. Sideways, and that keeps my arm bent, I have better connection, and I'm not going to fall back on my rock step. Rock, step. So I'm keeping my good technique on the pretzel. Okay, and so anytime we do any kind of head loop, we want to keep that in mind. Every time we bring the hand over, that we're just going to do a nice illusion of a head loop, and we're not going to get too far apart. Like on an inside turn head loop there, same thing. David's going to let it go at the end here, let it drift down the arm, but not get too far away, so that we both are still comfortably rocking on our breaking action. David, would you like to add anything on these head loops?
So anytime you're ever doing a head loop, we want to try to avoid ducking. So keeping our head up, making sure we stay close enough. If we get too far away, that's when we start ducking. And it starts looking
Then I see the top of his head instead. Yeah. So we're going to try a little bit of that pretzel with music, just to demonstrate making it look better, having good aesthetics when you're doing it, not tipping forward, and not getting too far apart, so that your break step is really comfortable.
See you on the dance floor.